Welcome to Defense News Plus. Today we will talk about hypersonic technology vehicle demonstrator. DRDO is again preparing hypersonic technology demonstrator vehicle. After a long period of time, they are being ready to test in new dimension to aim completing the flight test within the end of this year. Last year, hypersonic missile was able to test fire for 20 seconds at a stretch, and it was tested only for 40 km distance and fell down in Bay of Bengal. DRDO's aim to test this hypersonic technology demonstrator vehicle for at least 12 minutes at a stretch, which will result gaining the distance of 1500 km range within next some years, and the missile will be able to hit its target at a range of 1500 km. This missile will run at a speed of 2 km per second. DRDO is planning to conduct a fresh test on the basis of the data collected last year's test and its analysis. In fact, DRDO is more confident now with the successful last year's HSTDV test. For now, the flight duration will be conducted for 2 to 5 minutes, and it will be increased step by step for longer duration test flight until it gets the momentum of 1500 km target. It is also reported that DRDO is planning to complete its production along with weapon within next 5 years, and it will be inducted for use in Navy as hypersonic anti-ship cruise missile, and the world will also be using as hypersonic cruise missile, which will run at a speed of Mach 6, and enemy radar or defense system can't track or intercept this missile. DRDO is ready to test scramjet-powered hypersonic technology demonstrator vehicle. Next update is about Afghanistan. India is worried about America started to withdraw its army from Afghanistan. The tension is with India's investment. India has invested heavily there for making massive infrastructure and dam. India's tension is with Taliban terrorists. If they damage those infrastructure, then it will be big trouble for India. India is planning to train Afghan National Army Special Forces and give military assistance to tackle the Taliban terrorists. General Narvane discussed this matter with Afghan diplomat Farid. Afghan National Army Security Forces have gained a special capability to tackle the Taliban terrorists and other terrorist organizations. From the last 20 years, Afghan National Army needs assistance to be self-reliant and self-dependent. India will support with all the assistance to make Afghan National Army Security Forces more capable for securing its country. Afghanistan has thanked India for the support. India is worried that American forces will be withdrawn from May to September from Afghanistan. China will step in to Afghanistan to take this advantage. India always supports peace and stability and wealthy Afghanistan, which is also Afghanistan-centric. Afghanistan has 4 Indian Mi-25 armored helicopters, and apart from these, different military equipment and hardware were given to Afghanistan. India has given assistance in terms of secret military imports, advanced technology, and other assistance. Last week, General Bipin Rawat said to the reporters that after withdrawal of America and NATO army, Afghanistan will not be allowed to make destabilized and unstable by some countries. He did not name of China and Pakistan. He also told that some countries is searching for opportunities to step into the countries. Afghanistan is enriched with wealth and other enrichment. Some countries want to use this wealth for its own benefit. Those countries should be kept apart. Afghanistan is only for Afghans, and this wealth only be used for betterment of them. General Rawat's indication towards China and Pakistan. In another update, a missile launched from Syria was fired into southern Israel, setting off air raid sirens near the country's top-secret nuclear reactors. The Israeli military said in response it also attacked with the missile launcher and air defense systems in neighboring Syria. The incident is the most serious violence between Israel and Syria in years, pointed to Iranian involvement. Iran, which maintains troops and proxies in Syria, has accused Israel of a series of attacks on its nuclear facilities, including sabotage at its Natanz nuclear facility on April 11, and vowed revenge. It also threatened to complicate US-led attempts to revive the international nuclear deal with Iran. The Israeli army said it had deployed a missile defense system but could not confirm if the incoming missile was intercepted. Though it said there had been no damage, the air raid sirens were sounded in Abu Qrinat, a village just a few kilometers from Dimona, the Negev desert town where Israel's nuclear reactor is located. Explosions heard across Israel might have been the air defense systems. The Israeli military initially described the weapon fired as a surface-to-air missile used for air defense against warplanes or other missiles. That could suggest missile has targeted Israeli warplanes but missed and flown off errantly. However, Dimona is south of Damascus, a long-range foreign errantly fired surface-to-air missile. Syria state-run Sana news agency said 4 soldiers had been wounded in an Israeli strike near Damascus, which also caused some damage. The agency did not elaborate, other than to claim its air defense intercepted most of the enemy missiles fired from the Israeli-annexed Golan Heights. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the missile strike or comment from Iran, but on Saturday, Iran's hardline Tehan newspaper published an opinion piece by Iranian analyst Sadullah Zarei, suggesting Israel's Dimona facility be targeted after the attack of Natanz. Zarei cited the idea of an eye for an eye in his remarks. Action should be taken against the nuclear facility in Dimona. He wrote, "This is because no other action is at the same level at the Natanz incident." The Dimona reactor is widely believed to be the counterpiece of an undeclared nuclear weapons program. Israel neither confirms nor denies having a nuclear arsenal. Zarei has demanded retaliatory strike on Israel. In the past, in November, he suggested Iran strike the Israeli port city of Haifa over Israel's suspected involvement in the killing of a scientist who founded Iran's military nuclear program decades earlier. However, Iran did not retaliate them. Israel and Iran are arch-enemies. Israel accuses Iran of trying to develop nuclear weapons and has opposed US-led efforts to revive the international nuclear deal with Iran. With Israel's encouragement, then President Donald Trump withdrew from the deal in 2018. Iran recently began enriching a small amount of uranium up to 60% purity, the highest level ever for its program, that edges even closer to weapons-grade levels. However, Iran insists its program is for peaceful purposes. It also has called for more international scrutiny of an Dimona facility. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has repeatedly said Israel will not allow Iran to develop a nuclear weapons capability, and defense officials have acknowledged preparing possible attack missions on Iranian targets. Israel has twice bombed other Middle East nations to target their nuclear programs. Israel's government says the deal will not prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapons capability. It also says it does not address Iran's long-range missile program and its support for hostile proxies in Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza. Thank you for watching this channel. If you like this channel, please like and share this video and subscribe this channel. Have a great day.